Well, the issue surrounding vacant properties is nothing new here in Baltimore. For decades, Baltimore has tried to find ways to remove the blight. Enters the TIF program. TIF stands for Tax Increment Funding, and the purpose is to encourage economic development in historically disadvantaged areas. But the mission isn't just to get the vacants all cleaned up. It's also aimed at boosting affordable housing here in the city. And joining us now to better explain this initiative is Baltimore Housing Commissioner Alice Kennedy and Finance Director Michael Mocksten. Thanks for both coming by. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
I don't understand TIF, so this is going to be your job today. First, walk me through this program and what it means for a housing department.
So I think overall this has been a great partnership between the Finance Department and the Department of Housing and Community Development to bring something new and innovative to the city of Baltimore in order to tackle vacant properties.
Michael, you did a good job of explaining this to me. And when it comes to TIFs in this program, there's the pot's about $150 million.
That's right. That's right.
How does this end up getting out to folks who want to change a block?
That's right. So this is going to be a grant that folks can apply for. What the city does is borrows money that is going to be repaid back through property taxes that are going to be paid by the people that are going to be living in these houses that we are fixing up. And these grants can be applied for with applications that are open right now.
Tell me a little bit about I guess it's the scope of the project that determines how much someone is able to get to work. Walk me through that whole process.
Exactly. It is the scope of the project. So in Baltimore, what we see in some of our neighborhoods where we've been doing this work. So I want to state that this isn't new, that we've been doing this work to tackle vacants. We're actually down to 12,416 vacants in the city of Baltimore as of this morning. But in that work, what we've seen is that in certain neighborhoods, the cost of doing the renovation of a vacant property is higher than what we could sell that for, higher than the appraised value. And the funding from the TIF will allow us to cover what we call that appraisal gap, but it will also help us create affordability. So that's one of the key things about this is that this is an affordable housing tax increment financing program, and we have a goal on creating affordable housing as well out of this for residents. And the funding will shift depending upon the project specific and what those gaps are.
If I'm a young entrepreneur and I see this block I want to work on, I'm coming to you as a finance director. So will the money help me cover? It helps me cover the entire project of what I'm working on right now. And do I need to show you exactly what I'm up to?
Yeah, you have to fill out the application. You have to show us what your plan is. You have to show us if you own the property, basically what you plan to do with it, what your financing is already, and we'll review these one by one. We look forward to giving out this money, and we will be doing it in tranches. So you can apply right now, right away, and we're looking to give out this first tranche as quickly as possible, but we will be doing more tranches over the coming months and years. So we're definitely looking to keep the money flowing.
Tell me about the difficulty dealing with a property owner who's owned this house since the 60s and just let this bad boy sit. I mean, there's a tree going through the living room and shooting out the roof. So how do we manage a property like that is just set, and why can't we just pull up with the bulldozer and be done with it?
So that's one of the things. I mean, there are a lot of properties in Baltimore where we have properties where the property owner may be deceased. We have what I call the defunct LLCs, but we have many different legal tools in the toolbox that help us attack those properties. But there are property rights, and so we can't just take someone's property. We have to make sure that we go through due process. We have to either purchase the property for market value, but that is one thing where we're not just going to go through and bulldoze communities. Also, there's been a shift over the last decade in community development practices, right? So this is about working with our communities, doing our block level planning with our communities, knowing exactly what properties are vacant on the block, what properties does the community want to see redeveloped? Where do we want to see vacants demolished? Where do we want to see new green space? Where do we want to see recreation space? This is a comprehensive plan that covers everything from the residential to the commercial to the green space to the park space to recreation to infrastructure across the board. So we necessarily, property rights and the legalities of it are one thing, and also it's realizing the community vision is another.
And just because it's housing today, I guess what you're saying is that it could be anything in the future is basically what people want. I'm curious of what that conversation has been like. When you have some of these town halls, what do people want to see change?
They want to see, I mean, they absolutely want to see change in their community, right? So this is a thing that we have been working on to redress housing policies of the past that have had significant negative impacts on our communities. This is a very high priority for Mayor Scott in terms of looking at how we kind of set the course to ensure that investment is happening, but to have the community voices not just sit at a table, but really be heard and have them driving the plan. They want to see investment. They want to see residential home ownership. They want to see rental. They want to see an impact in their commercial spaces and have opportunity, and they want to see green space and park space that is maintained and available for them, as well as infrastructure.
Are there benchmarks and timelines that folks have to follow with this grant money, or it's, listen, here it is, you go ahead and go to work?
No, there are times. So once you apply, if you get the grant, we execute the grant agreement. And then we typically have people on a 12-month time period to complete their construction and redevelopment of the vacant property.
Michael, what don't I know about TIF so far? I think we've gotten everything, but tell me, is there something top of mind that folks should know if they want to take part in this?
Well, we covered a lot, but I would just say that this is a new kind of TIF. TIFs traditionally were used in this city and in other cities to redevelop harbor place areas, small geographic areas that sometimes were already doing economically well. This is a TIF for everybody. This is a TIF that's designed for vacants, and it's designed to go around the city exactly where it's needed. So this is a TIF that is really built for small developers, and we want to stress that it is open right now for everybody, and we want people to apply.
And we can find that online. Where do we find it?
You can find all the information on the Department of Housing and Community Development website, dhcd.baltimorecity.gov.
Excellent. Looking forward to the change. We appreciate it. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks.